So why did you decide to found Safe Space Nova?
As an LGBT youth myself, growing up in Atlanta, I found that there was really no sense of community. There was nobody I could turn to when it came to the emotions I was actually dealing with. So I felt like I wanted to see that when I grew up. And as an adult living here in the Alexandria area, more specifically Northern Virginia, looked around and I said, you know what, that doesn't exist. But I think back to that 14-year-old and I say to myself, you know what, I want to create that sense of community. So why not do that here? So I decided to found Safe Space Nova March 2016, and we've been going up strong ever since, supporting the Northern Virginia area, Arlington, Alexandria, Fairfax, Prince William, and Loudoun County.
What are you most proud of when it comes to the work the organization has accomplished?
It's all about the sense of community. I go back to that word because that's something that was really lacking, something for me as a youth and something here in Northern Virginia. So I wanted to bridge that gap, essentially. So what we've been able to do is create that sense of community where these kids, we actually have some that are matriculating to high school at this point. Now they're actually looking back at the friendship they've actually created, the activities they've actually experienced with others, as well as with the connection they've actually made with other adults and allies in the area. So I think that's really kind of strengthened them for the next chapter in their lives.
What's next for Safe Space Nova?
We want to expand our programming. Social activities was only the first pillar for us. So the next goal is let's actually start this mentoring program. Let's have that one-on-one time for the youth and a specific volunteer where they can actually meet, have an activity together, and learn from one another. So that's our next goal right now for 2020.
What do you want the people watching this video to walk away with?
Safe Space Nova is here. We're not going anywhere. We've been providing this sense of community for the LGBT youth for the greater part of 3 years now, and we're looking to extend that programming. But that all depends on people in the community, people who are actually watching this video. We're a 100% volunteer organization. None of us on the operations team take home a paycheck, with the goal of making sure that every donation that we actually get goes right back into the programming for the youth. So we can only be as successful as the community wants us to be with what they're able to provide. So if you can, reach down in your pockets, whatever you have, we're willing to take so we can actually continue moving forward and expand our programming for the LGBT youth in Northern Virginia.
At Safe Space Nova, I experienced an overwhelming support, acceptance, and love, and most importantly, validation. I've met so many wonderful people, from my peers to the staff, that have made positive and long-lasting impacts on my life.
I think Safe Space Nova really pushes for youth to go to places where they feel celebrated and where they don't have to be tolerated. I think that's very important, and if Safe Space Nova were to ever close its doors, I think that it would be a complete loss to the entire DMV queer community. And I feel like if it closed its doors, a lot of youth would miss out on the opportunity to make really amazing connections and find some family.